Okay, let's start. Today, my dear friends, we are going to talk about how to organize our learning in a way which allows us to improve faster. So we will talk about two things that are important in this matter. The first one is how to organize which kind of things we should learn, which kind of things we should get rid of. And the second one will be how to organize, how to manage. So I have divided the topic for today in 10 tips. 10 tips that we have to take into account at the moment that we want to decide that we want to dance. Okay, so this is a strategy that I've learned from years of training in martial arts, in different kind of sports too, and I apply something mixed with the music, the training of an instrument. In classical music, some of you guys, I can see from the viewers that we have, that some of you are classical musicians too. I know. So, as you know, a classical instrument needs many hours of training. And not only that, it needs many hours of training, but in quality, in good quality, being focused, and other stuff. So it needs many things that we have to think. So these 10 topics that I will talk are these. So the topic for today, for the newcomers, is how to improve faster, divided in 10 topics. If we have time, we will do it, the 10 topics today. If we don't have time, I was thinking to divide the topic of today in 2 parts. Okay? So the first one is to have a fully honest view and perspective from reality, which means I will tell you first. I will tell you the name of the 10, and then we will talk about in detail of each of those. So the first one is the self-reality, we can say. The second is to have a plan in long term. The third is the organization. The fourth is what we need in every of the stages of this plan. Next one, we have the routines. Next one, we have which kind of places, how to know which kind of places can help us to improve. The seventh is which kind of good habits, daily good habits, can help in this routine. The next one is to which kind of people or situations are not good for us in that process, that they can be or not good for us in that moment, in the learning process. The next one is to be strong to adversity. And the last one, the number 10, is to be flexible if that stage or that I don't know how to say, how can I say this or that situation that we want to achieve in that moment, in that precise moment, is not available for us. So how to be flexible to how to manage not to get stressed or not to get frustrated because we cannot have that thing or that training or that situation exactly in the moment that we have planned. So the first one, the self-reality. Okay, this is very, very, very important as a first step. Welcome to the newcomers. Thank you for coming. We just started. So, absolutely important is the self-reality. What means the self-reality? Is to know, for example, okay, this is my situation right now. I don't know, for example, I am 25 years old or I am 40 years old. So this is my body now, which allows me to do some things and some other things I cannot do it. This is the place where I live, for example. That's important. If I live in one city that the tango it's not so developed, or if I live in a place where it is developed, or if I live in a country where it's far, absolutely far from anywhere or whatever. We have to know which is our situation. How is our situation first? For example, when I started dancing, I was not exactly the younger man in the class, for example. So I thought, okay, as I told you before, I come from martial arts, and I had trainers. I was training with the national team in my country for some period of time. So in sports, people used to plan, but with very, very, very long term and very long term. So I thought to do exactly the same with myself. I thought, okay, I will plan a long term. For example, I can do, if I start now in tango, what I would recommend is to say, okay, where I want to be in, for example, 4 years. I will plan in 4 years. Middle term, we can say, because long term is 10 years or 6, 7 years. But when I started, I thought, okay, where do I want to be in 3, 4 years? And I was playing music. I was finishing my career in the conservatory by that moment, and I was dancing tango at the same time. But I thought, okay, it could be a time when I would like to be more professional in this. I would like to be more specific, not only a man who dances tango. But I didn't have much time, really. So I thought in this point number 1, for example, the self-reality topic, it means to be honest and say, okay, because I don't have much time, I have maybe 2 hours, I have maybe 1 hour per day, I have maybe 3 hours per week. Not everyone is lucky to say, okay, I have 10 hours per day to practice. But we should write in a paper, for example, how many sessions per day we could do. So, first one, to know how is our reality, how is our body, our age, if there are some things that we can do, some other things that we cannot do. The second part is to do, for example, what I will read the messages. For example, not to get frustrated if we don't learn fast enough. Is that a question or is what? I don't know. Please, guys, comment below if you. Let's make it the more interactive that we can. So, absolutely important, the self-reality, we can say, this point number one. Because if we really want to learn, we have to get rid of all excuses we can. Age, I'm too fat, I'm not exactly beautiful or attractive to the other gender. I have the milonga is 2 hours from my home. It's not an excuse. So we have to get rid of all those things, because time, the most important thing is that time will pass anyway. So by that moment, when I decided to start dancing tango properly, I said, okay, I would like to be in this not level, but with this kind of skills in 2 years, for example. So I said, okay, I will plan this next 2 years. So I started going to how to get, I cannot see very, I cannot understand this question. Okay, let's continue. So we have to think in long term. We have to think about middle term. For example, I was thinking, as I told you before, 2 years, where I want to be in 2 years. And I thought, okay, in 2 years I would like to manage my body to do not all the steps, but mostly the steps which can allow me to be more skilled, to be like in a flow of the dancing. Of course, I knew that I will not be exactly the same of someone that it was 15 years dancing or 10 years dancing, if I was just 2 or 3, for example. So I thought, okay, there are many things that I cannot do, that I will not do by that time. But there will be some other things that I can do and that I will do in 2 years' time. So I was thinking, okay, these 2 years, I can divide it in 2 stages of 1 year. So I remember that one of my teachers called me once and told me, oh, let's go to one milonga. It was a milonga, traditional milonga, good level, really good level. In a town named Palermo, Buenos Aires. So I thought, okay, let's go. It was the first time that I went to one traditional good milonga. Everyone was dressed like perfect, and I analyzed the floor. And I thought, okay, so this is the goal. The goal is to dance like this kind of people. But I cannot dance in this milonga right now. I don't have the skills, I don't have the knowledge. I don't understand what's going on. How they can go to dance so quickly, nobody is going to ask to someone. How can I know who is dancing with who? I didn't understand about the codes, absolutely nothing. I didn't understand. So the important thing is to say, okay, this is my situation, I'm not so good, I'm a beginner, I want to be better, I want to be dancing like this, I can see myself dancing like this. And to say, okay, to be honest and say, is it possible, it will be possible for me to dance like this in a matter of 2 years. So put goals, set goals that they are real. They could be real. If I say, I think in 3 years I will be the best dancer in my country, no, it won't happen. But it won't happen not because I am stupid. It's not possible because it will not happen because it's not possible for the learning process, and we will talk something about that. The learning process in everything which needs body movement needs a special understanding for the brain. So I can tell you in very short and quick fast food explanation. Our brain needs two things: simple information, but very simple. It has to be very simple. And speed. So the brain needs a very slow information. So simple and slow, which means it gives us the idea for one of the upcoming topics that we will talk about the routines and those kind of things. So, but we are in the number 2, the long-term thinking. So we have to think in 2 or 3 years, at least as a middle term. We have to think in 5, 6, 7 years as a long term. And we go to the third point, the organization of this. So I thought, by that time, okay, these are the milongas that I would like to be in the future. But these are the milongas that I cannot be right now, because nobody will dance with me, of course. I will be uncomfortable. And of course, I thought that I knew nobody there. So it will not be possible for me to dance by that moment. If I get a dance with someone, I will ruin the night of that person. It's okay. But I was thinking, okay, but I'm a beginner and I really want to do that. So I really want to improve, and I'm starting my process to learn. So the rest of the things, I didn't care at all. If someone says something or not, I didn't care at all. The judging process won't help for the learning process. Okay? So we are in the point 3 about organization. So I started thinking, okay, if we have this kind of milongas, it means that we will have another kind of milongas. easier milongas with a level that is for beginners. And I thought, okay, someone, I remember a student in music, a music student that I had, a private student in music. I was teaching music by that time. And he started dancing tango, I remember, and he showed me, in my home, showed me some videos of one famous master of Tango Nuevo. And I thought, okay, I don't like at all. I didn't like at all by that moment. I thought, oh my God, this is a clown. And I thought, okay, this is a good experience for me, because I can say from the beginning, I can say what kind of styles I don't like. So from the beginning, even when I was not almost training at all, I thought, okay, this is the road that I don't want to go, and that helped me a lot. So I knew that my path will be to other side. So that avoided me to, or helped me to not to crash into places where I or to try things that will take time from me uselessly. So I started saying, okay, which are the milongas with the worst level? And I started going to those milongas. Not worst to say, okay, this is horrible or whatever. No, I had fun. I made friends there. But the technical level, or the knowledge level, the quality of movement or leading or those kind of things was not there. The quality of music was not there. So, I have a question here. What about in cities where have only one milonga per night, and you don't have the option to go to milongas class? Fantastic. Yes. Okay. Good question. If you're in a city where you have only one milonga, what I would do is I would plan to start going at least once a week to another city, and you will have to let's talk in this kind of terms. You will have 2 sessions to stimulate 2 sessions milonga in the week. Because I took by that moment, this is in the way of the question, I took the milongas as places, of course, places to enjoy the tango. I had really fun. I really miss those years. Really, I really miss those years. Where was the best time for me was when I just started training and improving. And how did I feel the milongas, and everything was new. The best times were those. So I thought, okay, these are the places where I can apply and I can try the things that I can train at home. So I thought, okay, what do I need? And we go to the point number 4. Needs for every stage. So I thought, in the first year of training seriously, I thought, okay, what do I need? What are the things that are more important in the milongas that I like? And I thought, okay, the things are the most important things are a good embrace, really good embrace, the ochos, one side to the other side, ochos back. So we have a good embrace, ochos back, and the balance, were the three most important things to think about for those milongas. Because crowded milongas, very good level milongas, nobody crashed with people didn't crash, people didn't collide into each other, and the people really were they were watching very carefully the rest of the dancers, with whom they will dance in the next tanda, for example. So everyone was analyzing the floor. So I thought, okay. And I remember one guy told me, if you want to come here and start coming here, don't even try to open the embrace. Why was that? And he told me, because the woman here will never dance with you again if you open the embrace, because it's like absolutely a lack of respect. And I thought, okay, so the embrace is the first and most important thing. And I made a plan, and I thought, okay, if this is the most important thing right now, I will plan for 1 year. And I thought, okay, I need 1 year of trying my embrace, the quality, to start something about the leading, to start moving to one side, to the other side for the ochos, to feel my body very calm. So I get rid of the rest of the things. I got rid of the kicks, the giros, everything, the walking, everything. I get rid of everything. So I don't know if I ask me more in the moments where I will drink my mate. I will read you. I know, guys, that there is a little small delay of some seconds on streaming. I know. So in this first part of this tutorial for how to improve faster, we will talk about the first five topics, and next Friday, same time, same place, we will talk about from 6 to 10 the topics. So, organization, needs for every stage, the point number 4. We were talking, what kind of things do we need? I was very aware of that. I needed to have a good embrace. I needed to be calm, secure, confident in very, very small things, carefully manage my body, to start learning about my balance, how to manage my balance, how to manage the balance of my partner. Those things paid off, because those minimalistic moments that I had made me to build my dance from the inside. There are many dancers that they approach to the dance from the outside. I mean, from the kicks, from the athletic point of view, and that's awesome when you see that. But the results, when they want to go to the inside, I mean, to the proper way of leading, to the subtleness, the intensity in the leading, those kind of micro movements to adjust very small things are not easy for them, are not easy. And I know that because I have trained many ballroom dancers, for example, or in my country, ballet dancers, in music, in how to apply things on the tango routine of dancing. And it is not easy when you start going from the big movements, from the big concepts to the small concepts. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. It's easier to do the opposite. It's easier to go from small things and then to go wider. It's the same for the people that try to dance in smaller milongas, in like milonguero style, for example, but they come from salon. It is very, very, very difficult to do that for them. Why is that? They crash. They cannot manage small places. They cannot manage change of they cannot react in the change of space, direction, change of music in suddenly. Why is that? Because those kind of dancers, those kind of not only professionals, I mean professionals and people from milongas too, they are not used to the quick timing, the quick reactions. You are doing a sequence, and in the middle of the sequence you have one guy with one couple coming in this direction and the other couple coming in here, so you have to manage those kind of things. And the milongas, which gives you the possibility to manage, are the milongas in Buenos Aires, for example, the milongas from the center of the city, or the milongas where the level has to be really good. I remember some of those milongas every day. I miss them every day. Another question here: how do you analyze the dance floor? What do you take into consideration? The dance floor, in terms of what? How can I analyze the? I need you to be more precise in the question, because it can be, if I analyze technically, or how the people navigate, or who I want to dance with. Try to be more specific, please. Because analyze the floor can be many, many, many things. So, finishing the point number 4 about the needs for every stage, for example. I was thinking, as I told you before, what do I need? I need a good embrace, I need to manage my balance, and if I wanted to do a step or something for the lady to move, I was trying to do better and better and better the ochos back. That was it for me. And I thought, okay, the rest of the things are not really important for me for this year. So I thought, okay, I need at least to practice this very often. So I remember that I was teaching in some institutions in Buenos Aires. It was 4 times a week. And then by that time I was giving private lessons at home every day. I had like around 2 students per day. So I thought, okay, what I will do is I need more time to be at home. And I rented a very big home, very big house, to have a living room wide with a mirror, with a very big mirror, because I needed to practice. And I thought, okay, I need to do exercises for the balance, for to be more it's not only skilled, to be capable of change in my body, change dynamics in my body, and I had to be more precise with my body. I had to be more precise with my arms, with my legs, to go exactly where I want to go, in the line that I wanted to go. Why is that? Because I really wanted to dance in the good milongas. That was my goal. But I couldn't by that moment. So I really needed to be more precise in the lines, in everything. As I told you before, navigation, it was absolutely important. People would not forget if you crash or something like that in those milongas. So I really wanted to do the things right from the beginning. So I thought, okay, I will start going to the milongas once a week. But the most important thing was to train. I was going to one group lesson, 1 per week, 1 milonga per week, and then training at home. So I was thinking, I really need to be more time at home. So one of the schools that I was teaching, one of the institutes, I tried to negotiate with the director, with the manager, to say, okay, instead of going 2 times a week, to go once for the double of time. So I start managing my daily routines, my job routines, to be more time at home. And I thought, okay, how many sessions per day do I need? Because I wanted to do every day. It was not like I didn't feel like forced to train. I really loved it. I really loved to train, and I thought, okay, I really want to do this, and I will do it every day. And I thought, no, I won't do it every day. I will save 1 day to think about other things, because my mind needs to be absolutely free from this to rest. Okay, I have a third question. Agatka, absolutely fantastic photographer from Warsaw. Hello, friend. Hello, do you think beginners should try to dance with a good dancers from the beginning of their learning process, or wait until they will be good enough? It's a good question too. I would like to okay, try to, this is related with the point number 1, to be honest with the self-reality. Many times it happens that we are beginners and we get a tanda with intermediate, for example, or an advanced. To be honest, it will never happen that an advanced will dance with a beginner. So if you're a beginner, you will not have an advanced dancing with you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but it is like this. One master told me once, don't trust in a guy that is advanced and is dancing with someone that is an absolutely beginner. Don't trust, because maybe, or is trying to, the advanced is trying to do other things that they are not related with tango. Okay? Or maybe he's a taxi dancer, or maybe he's, I don't know, whatever it is. So, maybe this advanced is not so advanced, maybe it's an intermediate, so it's okay, or maybe you are not so beginner. Maybe you are an intermediate, or maybe you are a good beginner, we can say. So, this situation will happen in a milonga, in a traditional milonga. These rules are for milongas where the people really care about the dancing and those kind of things. If you go with friends, of course you will dance with your friends, of course, but I'm talking about the situation of dancing with someone that you don't know. Okay? I want to be clear with these concepts. So, if I recommend I will read again your question. Do you think beginners should try to dance with the good dancers? You know something. I was telling this to one girl that is professional dancer in the area of between Belgium and France. And I told her that the best couples, if you analyze the best couples in tango, are couples where at the beginning the lady was more advanced than the man, and the lady she was patient in the learning process of the leader. It's almost always the same. So, if you get in a milonga, if you get a tanda, agatka, or friends, dear friends, if some of you get a tanda, if some of you being beginner get a tanda with an advanced, it doesn't mean that you are advanced. This is related with the point number 1, to be honest with ourselves, okay? Don't think that the advanced will dance with you because you are advanced. Maybe they are dancing with you because of many things. Maybe you are a nice person and they want to dance with a nice person. Maybe they want other things. Or maybe the guy is a taxi dancer and he wants money from you. Or the lady is a taxi dancer and she wants money from you. So, when I was a beginner, I asked. I had a friend, now is a colleague, and she's a fantastic professional, fantastic. And I said to her, but why you dance with me in this practica? Because and she said, because I want to have fun, and you are a nice guy, and we used to talk, and sometimes we had the mate in the practica. So, but I remember to hear many times in the past, and now sometimes I hear the same. Some beginners that they really think that they are intermediate or advanced because sometimes in some festivals or something they get a tanda with an advance, and they start thinking, I'm dancing with the stars, so I will not dance with the rest of the ladies or the rest of the people from my city, because I am dancing with the professionals now, so I'm in a different level. No, that's one of the worst things that you can. Mara, hola. That's one of the worst attitudes that you can have. One of the worst. I can say that is one of the two worst attitudes that you can have when you are a beginner. Never think that you are better than you really are. Never. Because not only you will become a stupid person, but because being selfish or being like wider, we have a phrase in Argentina which says, when someone thinks that is, oh my God, I'm so good, that this guy or lady is like a cookie, is wide like a cookie in the water. So to be like that will make you to have your roof will be in here. And I have seen many times dancers like that, thinking like that, because they had tandas with professionals or with advanced or something. They started thinking that they were in that level, and those people never improved in a really serious or in an objective way. They didn't improve because they from a very early time they started thinking, or they started guessing that they were better than they really were. So Agatka, you are saying, I don't think I'm advanced, I'm just a nice person. No, you're a nice person. Oh, but I told you, no, but you are learning process, but you learn fast. I told you that. So forget about that. One other thing that you should not do is to think that you are worse than you are. So it's really important. The topic number one, to be honest with the self-reality, is absolutely important. To be objective and to say, okay, these are my skills, these are the things that I cannot do now, and I have to organize how I can achieve the things that I don't have now, and how I can improve the things that I already have. Al-Schneid, hello. Hello Al, nice to see you here again. So guys, ask me. I will read your comments now. So remember, we have topic number one. Remember to subscribe to the channel. These are streamings, Facebook live streamings every Friday that we have. I'm very glad to see that every week, this is the third time, and every week we have more viewers. So fantastic, thank you. Some day we will be 1,000, I know. And we are talking in this streaming lives, in this podcast, we are going to talk about things which concern to us, the tango community. Training sessions, how to organize things. We will talk about many things in our realities, like a tango therapy that we will have here. I will read your comments, I will answer your comments how I can. And one other thing important for us is to know that you can comment, you can write in the comments below all the time. So another thing is to subscribe to the channel Tango for All. Remember, remember to subscribe to the channel Tango for All. Every Friday we will have the podcast, and every Tuesdays we have the tutorials. I know some of you are laughing because I say we will have weekly tutorials. The second tutorial is taking me so long. For the editing is a very hard work. But someday I will have it finished. So we had topic number 1, self-reality. Topic number 2, to think in long term. Important, think in long term. We talked about that. Think in long term. How I would like to be when I'm 38 right now. If I start right now dancing tango, the first thing that I will think is, okay, where I want to be when I'm 40. In which situation I would like to be when I'm 40. I would like to be exactly the same as I am now, or I would like to be a guy who can do some of the basic things important to apply in the milongas. Of course, the second option is what I wanted. So the second option was what I wanted in that moment. So I thought, okay, I will be, in 2 years I will have this age. Anyway, it will happen. So I prefer to be one guy having a good embrace, a good balance, a good manage, a good precision in the steps. That's what I wanted. So, long term. 3, organization, important. Important, the organization, to say, okay, I need a space to practice. I need a space to practice. As I told you before, I rented a home. I signed a contract for 2 years, and I thought, okay, I need this process of 2 years divided in 1 year. During the first year of that contract, I will use it to train my embrace, my balance, my precision, and in the second year of the contract, I will practice this thing and this thing and this thing. When I already achieved the first year topics, okay? So I was organized that moment, and as I told you before, I got that from sports, from a sports mind, because okay, dancing is an art, of course, but it's important that when we want to learn, the learning process comes from science, from pedagogy, from neurology, from psychology too. So I tried to apply things that I have learned and trained and studied for many years in my previous activities, and I put them in practice. So the 4th was needs, for what kind of needs we have for every stage. As I told you before, in the first year I needed this and this and this. In the second year I thought, okay, I need this and this and this. Fantastic. I had an organization of 2 years. I rented a place for those 2 years, and I thought, okay, I will manage to practice. I will make that schedule, we can say. And the 5th and last for today is about the routines. I want to tell you about the routines. Today we will go a little bit further with the time. Remember that this topic of how to improve faster, it's divided into. Today we are talking about the first part of 5, and next Friday we will talk about the second part of 5 topics. So the last one for today is about routines. How to make a routine. There are many different theories in sports for training a routine. There are right now what is used a lot in sports is the concept of camps. That started. This was one of the schools of training when I was really young and I was training martial arts. the concept of camp is something like this. When it's an event, they go like to one specific place with some specific group of people, and they go there for around 8 weeks. That is 2 months, okay? But it's always measured in weeks. Routines has to be thought in weeks. It's better. So always the camp is 2 months, and then you can plan. You have the event that you want, or the objective that you want, like a championship or like a performance or like something that you want, and after that you have a period of recovering. That recovering after that moment of stress, it can be or holidays, or it can be recovering training that is with 10 or 20% of the skills. So nothing, like a training very, very easy. So the thing is, okay, 8 weeks, fantastic. So you have that concept of camp. So I was thinking by that moment, instead of planning camps for me of 8 weeks, I analyzed camps of 1 year. That's how I did. So my goal was, after 1 year, to be able to go to some specific milongas and to try to do something acceptable. But the 2 or 3 topics that were 2 or 3 concepts that were important to achieve, I was minimalistic. I had to do it very, very good with precision. The rest of the topics I didn't care. I did them just for fun. But those 2 or 3 that were important for that stage of my learning process were the priority for me. So my schedule, my routine was to practice 6 days per week. So I was 6 days per week, and I remember when I was training in martial arts, and Taekwondo was the main martial art that I trained. My routine was three shifts per day. 1 shift of 2 hours in the morning, in the park, training aerobic, those kind of things, was 1 shift. The other shift was afternoon. I was training technique and to be more accurate with the precision was important, the control of the body, the control of the movement. And after that, at night, it started at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I had the application of that technique. So it was like a strategy, those kind of combat situations to train. So every day was like that. I know that you can ask, and so were you working? Yes, I was working. I had 2 jobs in that moment. I remember I had some training with some of my students in Taekwondo, and I had in a store. I was working in a store with some people that I met, and we were working there part-time too. And after that, I thought, okay, I will need to keep this, for example, this structure every day without any extra effort. I mean, when I say effort, I meant it has to be easy. Not the training, but the situations. It has to be easy. I cannot go, for example, to train every day, for example, to train 4 hours to that place, and then if I want to do the second shift, I have to go to other place. That it's going to be difficult. So I tried to train to have exactly the same routine every week. If I wanted to go to one milonga, I thought, okay, I will try to go every week to this milonga. And every week, if I had a milonga on Mondays, I will go every week on Mondays to that milonga. If I had a milonga on Saturdays, I will choose 2 milongas per week, for example, and I will go every week to those milongas to be the more stable and regular as possible. The training sessions at home, they were every day at the same time. So I had the first shift in the morning, in my case. Then I had some private lessons to give. And then I had a shift in the afternoon, and then I had the third shift. I trained 6 hours per day, and then I had a shift at night. I was absolutely crazy to learn. I really wanted to learn. I really wanted to practice. So we had a third question here. Besides, Laia says, besides practicing techno technique and going dancing, do you recommend other sports to be part of our training routine, like yoga or Pilates, or which one would you recommend? Really good question. Yes. Some activities, some body activities can increase the awareness of the body. Those are the activities that I would recommend. Anything which can increase your awareness, increase your perception, the inner perception of your body. How can you feel the part inside the arm? But from inside, this is important, because there are sports that allow you to think the outside part of your body. For example, football or basketball, those kind of things, that you are training movements to do things, long movements. But maybe you are not so skilled and precise in small movements and small dynamics and small change of dynamics. So yes, I would recommend yoga. I would recommend martial arts, of course. I would recommend things which allow you to practice in an absolutely calm situation. You can't practice football in a calm situation because it doesn't depend on you. You have to hit a ball. Come on. Football works for other things. Or tennis, for example. You have to hit a ball. So, yoga, I recommend. Pilates, I would recommend. You have to be careful with Pilates, with all the sports which makes to make this kind of movements in. It's not bad tension. It's a good tension, but if you over stimulate some we can talk about this in other moments, because we will be 30 minutes just talking about Pilates. But yes, I would recommend it if you can have the control of the movements. If you can control the movements in micro space and micro time, it can be fantastic. If it can improve your awareness of your body, it can work. Yoga, I recommend. Tai Chi, 100%, I would recommend. I was talking with a friend about meditation today. Yes, meditation too, it can work. And I would recommend disciplines for mechanics. I would recommend Alexander technique. I would recommend Feldenkrais. I would recommend Aberastury Method. Many things. Yes, I would recommend. I hope I answered to your question. So I will drink my mate, try to write something so we can chat a little bit. So last 5 minutes. For example, something, I don't know, Agatka, if you are there, if you are still there, but reading again the messages, for example, Agatka said, she asked if I recommend beginners, if they should try to dance with good dancers from the beginning. Of course, if you want to, Agatka, are you there? When do you come to Warsaw? I will come back soon. I will come back soon. So I'm talking about your question again. I will recommend, if you want to improve, I will recommend you to dance with someone that is in a level that is like yours or better. But beware. The most important thing is that the other person has to have at least the same will to improve. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter how many years, because I have heard many times in Europe, in Russia too, how many years can take to blah blah blah. How many years? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What is the most important thing to improve is the quality, the time in quality. You have to be focused, absolutely focused, 100% on what you are doing, what you want to achieve, and how you will achieve that. You have to be focused 100%. That's time in quality. Remember, you have to tell your brain the information, the new information, in two different ways. It has to be absolutely simple, because brain is like a baby. Absolutely simple and slow. So every movement, every new movement has to be trained, like print in your memory, the more slow you can, the slower you can, and the simpler you can. The rest is just repetition. So I recommend Agatka to go and practice with friends. For example, I had 6 friends per week. 6 friends to practice with. 6 with different characteristics. I had to accept my situation. I had to accept the other's situation. There were ladies that I used to practice with one man and with ladies. So this partner has these characteristics. The other partner has other characteristics. So I used to practice different things. And the main things were always there. The main topics for that period of the time. And then play. So we are going to the end because otherwise we'll be here 2 hours. And a podcast of 2 hours is difficult. Okay, guys, I'm reading you now. God can say, I don't have them. You don't have so many friends. They don't have to be your friends. They just have to be people that you meet in a milonga, and many people want to practice. Many people want to improve. So you have to adapt on how are the goals of that person. You will have partners that want to practice just once a week. So you have a partner for once a week. Fantastic. Don't force your partners to practice something that maybe they are not prepared for that. So, dear friends, we got into the end. Thank you very much. Remember, next Friday we have the second part of this topic, and we have the parts 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of this topic, how to improve faster. 10 tips that I wrote for you. It would be nice if you can share this podcast with your friends too, because the goal of this channel, this Tango for All channel, Tango for All with the number Tango for All. That's the name of the new channel in YouTube. This channel is for you. Is for you all to have your space in YouTube and your space in this podcast every week on Facebook. So we can talk about many things related with tango. So thank you very much. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, do everything, put a comment, everything. So we can be connected and we can help everyone in the worldwide community. Okay, so thank you very much and see you next Friday. Okay, thank you very much.